Welcome back. In this section, we'll be looking at trading psychology for beginners. We'll be looking at how to deal with greed and fear. We'll also listen to the summary of the story of the sower. Then we'll go back to those days when we used to learn to ride a bicycle, and we'll be wrapping it up with controlling your emotions in trading. How do we deal with greed and fear in trading? Greed and fear, these are the two most dominant emotions in the life of a trader, and if you don't deal with them, they will send you out of the market premature. The market moves in cycles, and there is also what you call the cycle of emotions, of market emotions. There is that time when you're so optimistic about the market, things are so excellent, and then you're being thrilled because you are making profits. And that is what you see in the image of this man here with his dollars, goggles, and then the dollar notes in his hand. And that means you get to a peak. And if you don't control your emotions at that point, greed will make you to want to extend the lead, and before you know it, begins to decline. And when greed goes out of control, fear will attack you. How does fear attack? It brings losses. Before you know it, all that money that made him laugh with his mouth so wide open, showing all his teeth, smiling from one cheek to the another, smiling from cheek to cheek, all those can be stopped when the losses creep in. And you can see him biting his fingers thereafter because he's lost all the money, and the goggles have changed from dollars to plain gold ones that are even bigger than his face. Okay, so really, to deal with greed and fear, you must set realistic goals. Set realistic goals and stick to these goals and to your plan. I recommend that at this stage, please set your target maximum of 40 pips take profit, and then your stop loss maybe 30 pips or 20 pips or even 10 pips. And once your take profits threshold is reached, please do not go in again, because greed will beckon on you to, if it's split like this, let me go in again. And before you know it, you see somebody growing his account and crashing them all again in one night. And if this happens, fear will now come calling. And when fear comes calling, you find yourself lying down in your bed and you remember all that's happened. You just wouldn't believe it. So please, to deal with greed and fear, set realistic goals and stick to them. Set realistic goals. Goals can be realistic based on your experience level. At this stage, please, as I mentioned earlier, don't exceed 40 pips take profit. And let not your risk be more than 3%. As a matter of fact, if you go with the plan we have arranged, use 1-20 leverage, and on your $100, do not take more than 0.01 position size, that's volume. And if you stick with 20 pips stop loss and 40 pips take profit, when you make a 40 pip profit, that's 40 cents. If you lose, that's maximum of 30 cents, and 30 cents is not even up to 1%. And if you say you lose 20, let's say you even lose 20 trades in 1 month, meaning you trade every day, and you lose 20 trades in 1 day. If you lose 20 trades in 1 day at a maximum stop loss of 30 pips, that will give you approximately 600 pips. And with 600 pips, that's just like $6, which is 2%. Which is about which is less than 10% anyway. So in a month, you should set realistic goal. If your overall target is 10% profit for the month, stick to it. Then let your risk for the entire month be a maximum of 5 to 6% for the entire month. That way, greed, no matter how much it tries, will not catch you. And when greed doesn't catch you, fear will not find room to occupy. Please deal with them by setting realistic goals. The story of this good sower The good sower of the good seeds. We have the story in the Bible. The first set of seeds he cast on the ground fell on bare ground where the birds came and ate them. He has a lot of painful experience, but he persevered. He didn't give up until eventually he got the harvest. As a beginner, you are bound to make mistakes. Even experts make mistakes. You are bound to make mistakes. So you need to have a lot of reserve energy to persevere, to continue, never to give up, to be consistent. The losses that happen now are not what matter. What matters really is how you are able to persevere and overcome the painful losses. Eventually you become a winner. So just like the good sower of the good seeds, he didn't give up. Now let's assume that he started with inexperience, not knowing where could yield fruit and where could not. But eventually he found a fertile ground, and record according to the Bible says that some brought 30, some 60, and some 100. Meaning with experience, with time, he began to improve. You too should keep learning. Never give up because of losses. Please learn from the sower of the good seeds. Learning to ride a bicycle. Trading is like riding a bicycle. In the beginning, you are bound to crash and fall and crash several times over. You can see after several falls, eventually he's now an expert. So go and ask any trader who is doing so well, and he can tell you how many times he had fallen. And some had even been to prison. Some had lost everything. So in your case, you have someone you can actually climb on their shoulders and see beyond others. I therefore advise that you stick to the plan, stick to the arrangement, never go beyond exposing 10% of your account per trade, and never risk more than 3% per trade, and never take more than 1 to 20 leverage. And I am certain that even if you fall and fall and fall, you will not, your account will not be wiped out until you master the game of trading. So learning to ride a bicycle is also an experience you can bring into trading, meaning that you can fall several times. If you don't give up, you certainly one day just find yourself jumping on that bicycle and you are not falling again. It will happen to you soon as a trader. And again, in riding a bicycle, you can see that there are two pedals on the bicycle. The bicycle has two pedals, as you can see here, one pedal up, one down, one up, one up. So, and as is moving this leg down, the other leg is going up. That's the way the market revolves also. That's the way the market moves in cycles. You have the up cycle, you have the down cycle. So you find sometimes you are up, your account is up, at other times your account is down. You just continue until you get to your destination. That's the way successful riders do it, and that's also the way successful traders do it. There is always the up and down cycle. There is the expansion period and the contraction period. All right, now how do you control your emotions? In very simple terms, that picture tells you if the losses, when the losses come, the first thing to do is to relax. Relax. You take the first trade is a loss, the next trade is a loss. Just relax, don't react. Sometimes, particularly during news trading, you entered and you hit your stop loss. Someone would want to react immediately and put in again. Sometimes he gets it in the first at initial times, and you think that's the way it is. If you get it again, you might get caught. So when you place the trade and it turns to a loss, don't react, please. Remove yourself from the situation. In other words, try as much as you can to detach your emotion from it. And how do you do that? First, you would have made sure that your position size is something that will not cause you to panic if it goes against you. Think of 30 pips loss on a 0.01 volume in $100. 30 pips will just be about 30 cents out of 100, and you lose that. I'm not sure that will give you heartache. Meanwhile, your goal is to develop yourself in a long haul. Then do the opposite. Do the opposite. For instance, your emotions want you to react immediately. Do the opposite. Don't react. When it happens, you record a loss, relax, remove yourself from the situation, do the opposite. In other words, don't react. Okay, so when you do this, you'll be in control, and I believe that in a matter of time, you would have developed all the skills, all that is required for you to be a successful trader. And I'm sure that pretty soon you will become one. I'm waiting to see you at the top. Okay, thank you very much for having come thus far in this training. It really shows me and assures me that you really are ready to make it, and surely you will. Once again, God bless you. Check out the other videos and you'll have more to learn.